Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Mom's Lounge. I am LaDonna, so come on in and take a load off. So today I'll be showing you how I create my wreaths for my front door. So as you can see, this wreath is actually, I'm going to recycle it. It is from my summer wreath. So I just decided to just remove all the florals from the wreath. And then I went to Hobby Lobby and purchased new florals. And let me tell you, they had some pretty amazing florals out this year for fall. And it made it even better because they were all 50% off as well. But here I'm showing you some of the florals that I did get for the wreath. This one here is going to be my focal point for the wreath. I love the little squash. I love the acorns. I love all the little details, and it's definitely a high quality piece. It doesn't look really cheap. So it was a must when I seen it. Now these next pieces, I actually picked up two of these, and you always want to pick up extras as fillers too, so that your wreath has that fullness to it. So I also picked up these little pom-poms. I thought they were so adorable. I love that burnt orange look. And I also picked up more leaves. Now these leaves, I picked them up just in case I needed some extra fillers. I usually just tear them off, like break them off, and then just stick them in one by one as needed. Here is another filler I got as well. Okay, so let's move on to the fun part. So the first thing I like to do when creating my wreaths is I like to lay out all my pieces just to get an idea of how everything looks, if I'm going to need to add more or take away to balance out the different colors. So I just try to play around with it. Sometimes it can take a little bit. But this is very important. This is a very important step because you don't want to start just sticking all your florals in spaces and then have to remove them all. So it's always a good idea to take your time, kind of lay it out, look at it, see if things need to be rearranged, and then you can always go back in and then place the florals actually into the wreath. Or if you're gluing, in my case I don't glue my florals to my wreath, just so that I'm able to change them out and reuse my base as needed. Okay, so now that I know how I want my wreath to look, it's time to start assembling it. I'm going to start placing the decor, actually sticking the stems through the wreath to keep them in place. And I'll go ahead and get all of my leaves and my fillers put in and stick them through. And then at the end, I'm going to secure it on the back, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Now, if you are using a hot glue gun, you would not have to do this. But again, in my case, I don't use a hot glue gun because I like to reuse my base and reuse my leaves or my florals for other projects. So I don't use glue, but you can definitely use glue if you wanted to. But I'll show you in just a minute on how I get the stems secure on the back. And I just love the way this looks already. It's coming together so good. The colors are meshing very well, and I love the way the leaves just look so realistic. And that's what you want to look for when you're picking out your decor pieces for your wreaths. I try to think about the colors that I see in the fall time. Okay, so my wreath is almost complete. What I'm doing now is just adding just a little bit more security for some parts of the wreath where I'm noticing some of the fillers are not laying as flat. So I just took a small piece of twine and secured it to the wreath that way, tied a knot on the back, and then I'll just snip off the excess rope. All right, guys, so we're at the final step, and that is hiding those stems. It is super simple. All I do is just bend them, simply bend. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I'm just bending them and like reinforcing them back into the wreath and just making sure that they're not visible from the front when you're looking at the front of the wreath. So just bending them and making sure they're not visible from the front. All right, guys. So I do want to thank you so much for watching this video. I think this wreath turned out absolutely gorgeous. I hope it has inspired you to make your own wreath, or just even if you learn one thing, I'm okay with that. So do not forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and I will see you in the next video. Peace and love. Bye.